Let's kick off with the last day of the Summer Business Accelerator. And I am sharing with you, bringing everything together and making an incredible offer at the end, just for you for being a part of this challenge. So today, I want you to focus on dialing in your messaging for delivery and converting and retaining clients. So remember that number that we had. I want you to be really close to that every single day. Have it in front of you, have it on the wall, have it on the screen, have it on your book. Like, look at it every single day because it's so important. Now, remind you the prizes. We've got the one-to-one content audit, the stack of bonus books that I have, and the VIP strategy day to work with me. Someone will be winning those. You all have till the end of Sunday to put in your actions into the threads, or if you want to send me the link through your action through the Google Drive, you can do that, and that's all in the hub. Dialing your delivery. So most people don't have a sales problem, they have a delivery problem, and it's making it really hard to sell. If you want to get clients and get clients to retain and stay with you and have good retention and refer you, which is the easiest way of marketing, then there's some clear things you need to do. One is that you're really clear on your plan and where you're going, your vision. Where are you now and where do you want to be? Because we close that gap. And without having a really clear vision, it's really hard to move forward because we don't know what to work on. Then we need to get really clear. So your weekly wins, your milestones, how do you track these? And how do you have a feedback loop to know what's going well and reviewing what you need to do to continue to move forward? Because there's things you're doing right now that are keeping you stuck. And if we don't understand what those are, we can't move them out of the way to move forward. So refining your messaging. If people aren't responding, it's not about you. It's your messaging isn't clear enough. And that message starts with a story. This is one of the best ways that we can convert people. And I always talk about the hero's journey in essence. I'm going to talk you through it. Now, people say this is overrated, and people say that, let's create another way. Sometimes it's stop trying to create something new, stop trying to fix the wheel when it's not broken, and reinvent something when this works well. And it does work well. And there's science behind this, there's research behind this. And at the end of the day, it works for me. And if it works for me, I'll share it to work with you. And let's adapt it to make it work for you. So this has come from, I've worked with some of the best mentors. I've invested over 100,000 in the last few years to my business. So I know, again, the power of this. I'm going to give you something really simple to take away and do today to make this a reality. So it's important because people don't buy from you because you're smart. They buy because they sell into your story, that it resonates and it's relatable and that they feel understood and you've been, or they look at it, see like that person's been where I am and they know what to do to overcome it because they have. So stories build trust, and trust is definitely a huge gap right now for people in terms of making investments because they've been burned or they're not quite sure about, what's going to get a result. They want certainty, and therefore we have to have that confidence in what we sell. So 80% of sales is emotional, not logical. 20% is. So when we're being really logical and talking about the features of our benefit and the programs we have and things and the offers, people don't care about that. They care about what it means to them and how it will move them forward. And therefore, the brain is wired to stories. So facts tell, stories sell. So the first part of the hero's journey, if you haven't researched it, comes from Joseph Campbell. I've done loads of research on this and I absolutely love the story. It's been there for many, many years. And again, it's that part of it's been there must be something in it, right? So a story gives you the structure of somebody who's come into an ordinary world, like myself many years ago, worked up in the corporate world, absolutely loved it, faces trials, faces challenges, obstacles. And then I decided to quit, leave, start this journey, and I'm loving it. And I've returned a new person for the people I've met, the mentor. Now, the first part is about departure. There's three acts, like anything to a story, right? There's three acts, a start, a middle, and an end. So this part is around the world before change. The hero is stuck in the status quo. The things, like I joined corporate after going to university. That's before that I was at college. Like it's all those things that I was told I had to do. And that's the path to success, which is not the story I want for my life. So it's about then recognizing that, starting with the awareness, triggering it and shaking things up, removing the fears, removing the doubt. And suddenly that mentor shows up who have been all of my guides, my coaches, mentors, strategists, all of these people. Then we've got the initiation. So we've got the growth journey for the challenge. The hero faces that change that they need to go through. And this takes them to the return. They return a better person. So the hero learns something new and wins. And they've noticed their growth within that their business has moved forward, that they've made big decisions. Like part of my story was quitting corporate world, starting my business. So this is a storytelling structure. And it is broken down into 7 areas here. So you've got the character, so who's the protagonist? So it's maybe you or your client or your audience. Then the unmet desire, like what do they want but they don't have yet? What's that call to adventure, which is that hero story and the journey? But something's standing in their way and there's a block, and there's a block for every single one of us because business is just problem after problem. So who is the guide who's going to help us? So maybe it's suddenly I've shown up or my mentors have shown up. They often say that like when a student's ready, the teacher comes, or the teacher shows up. It's a bit of a saying out there. So then that guide takes them to the next step and what they need to do. And then they start that action, and then the result, the change comes. So here is it in a story form. So here's one that I did. You can scan it here and go straight to the story link so you can see the copy that I've used. But this is showing you it works. It get engagement. It got really good engagement, I'd say, on Facebook, less so on LinkedIn, and not too bad on Instagram. But it's that part where people can say that was relatable. I love Marie, and like the values part. People like it's safe and comfortable to like people like us. So it's how do you create that safeness for your audience? And it's sharing things like this that people that I have in my audience will like Marie, and that'll speak for something when I share, well, I've met Marie and I'm very much, we're aligned on the same path. We're all together in that. And people want to be together on something as well. They want bigger than themselves. So here, like I've shared, like, so I was a character and me and my business owner who made an unconventional decision to quit corporate world and started questioning everything. I lacked clarity. I lacked confidence. I wanted a sense of direction and a clear plan because I didn't know what to do. So then I was second guessing myself and lacking that path, and my messaging wasn't clear and everything. And then Marie shows up, and Marie was an opportunity to meet Marie. I snapped it up. I did pay 3 grand nearly. And she was the guide to help me to see that I needed X, Y, Z. So a plan, I needed some clarity. She gave me a sense of direction on this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. This is what worked for me. This is what I would do if I was you. And it just gave me that realignment and focus to take the new steps. And therefore I went away with that and started executing what she said. And that result was clarity and confidence. I had a sense of direction with what I need to do and why I was doing it. And that's important. And that started to then make those breakthroughs happen. So that's a pure example. What does it mean to you? Well, this is how stories unfold. This is Shalini.
Where I'm going to reach 5 times my revenue to what I made last year. And that is powerful. And that itself, you just think, oh my God, like I literally was like, what is going on here? And it was all through listening to the recordings, listening back to the conversation. The material was brilliant. The material was great. But I think the power of the sessions and having those recorded and being able to go back and listen to you question others with regards to what are you doing for.
So the purpose of this is that I'm sharing story. I'm sharing Shalini's story, and this will help build trust with my audience that I get people results. So there's different ways we can do it as well. But what we're doing is we're leading the way. We're showing how someone, like I'm able to take her story and say, as Shalini was here, what we did, I was the guide who showed up, and here's the results she got on how she moved forward. So there's a couple of ways of sharing stories here. So you'll see those on my socials as well. Now, what you've got here is the template. So this is a template that you can use, and you can snapshot it, you can take it and go and do your own stories. If I were you right now, and this is something we did on my mastermind day last week, we spent time just brainstorming idea, what we wanted to share about our own story. And then we went and plugged this in ChatGPT because we should be working with it. Like, absolutely, we shouldn't be struggling with this when we've got a fantastic tool. And I think I was sharing on one of the challenge days earlier in the week that we want to be using things like that. Don't see it as the enemy, work with it, because we have to future-proof our businesses. And that will be around our ability to use AI very well, to get results quicker, to move forward quicker. And people want things fast and easy. So I really want you to use this template. Now, today's action is to think of a real moment from your life or your business, a win or challenge, a pivot, a big or small thing you had to do. And I want you to fill in the prompts. I want you to use that template and paste your answers into ChatGPT, turn it into a short conventional story, I want you to tweak it and make it yours. The final draft is not ChatGPT. Like if I see them M dashes, I just know it's ChatGPT. Or if I often see like, let's get real, let's be honest, I always try and change those because it's often ChatGPT language. I even default it now into ChatGPT as like, remove these things. But I want you to at least do it. I get it's a bold ask for you to maybe post it today. I think there's a win if you do. And actually don't think there's, I could sit here and say I'm going to give prizes and wins. Like we've got prizes this week. I need you to do this for you, not for me. I need you to take that step because you believe it's the right thing to do in your business, that you know it's right to be visible, that you know it's right to share your story, and actually that you're tired of not doing these things and putting them off and go and do it because I can't make people do the work. I can take a horse to water, as the saying goes, but I physically can't, and I don't do this for you. I've given you what you need to do. Now go and execute it because you can. So if you do share these on your socials, I want you to share them in the threads. If not, I want you to at least say done if you've drafted it and you've got something ready to go. And if you're struggling, I'd love you to reach out and ask me, say, Nat, I'm really struggling with this. Can you help me? Because I can give you a sense of direction. I can proofread it. I can say, amazing, I do this, this, and this. But what I loved about day two was you all got out of your own way and you posted the I'm looking for strategy, regardless of what anybody else says. And there's stuff on there that was brilliant. And then there was stuff that was like, I said, like, amazing, right, love this. If I was to do it again, I'd probably do this. I think we fear failure so much or getting it wrong, but most of the time you're going to get it wrong for the first few times. It's not going to be perfect. The only way to get better is by keep doing it. So it's the same with this. I want you to get out of your own way and get over yourself. And I want you to just do it because that's the key. So facts tell, stories sell. What's next here? So we've come to the end of an amazing 4-day challenge. It has been incredible. I've loved the content I've shared with you. I even think I've done quite well myself, which is a bonus, but like we should really pump ourselves up all the time. I think we always pull ourselves down. But we need to be backing ourselves and we need to be promoting ourselves in the right way and talking about our strengths and everything we do well. And I'm the expert in messaging. And I want you to think about what are you the expert in and shout about that. I'm getting these results here that you see in front of you. I've worked really consistently to drive this, and you can do that too. So there is a offer for you. If you have loved the last 4 days and you know you're ready to take action and you want to know what that looks like working with me, message me the word June for all the details around the challenge offer that I've got. The bonuses are only available for June. To come in to the mastermind, but it's an application process. So there are 5 spots. One of them's gone. Anika joined us last week after the mastermind day, which was incredible. So I really want you to think around, is this the right opportunity for you now? I'm not here to make you do it. This has to be the right decision for you, but let's have a conversation, talk through that. Anyone who does apply and wants that conversation, see if it's the right fit, will also walk away with a 30-day action plan for myself or your business. So that's why I've got limited spots because I need to just make sure I really give you the time and you can walk away with a great plan for you. But that's what you will get. There is a bonus on Monday. Obviously, I'll be coming and giving the prizes, but I will also be doing a Q&A in here. So if you have any questions, they'll be there to feed and I will answer all of them. If there's 2, I'll answer 2. If there's 50, I'll answer all 50. But you don't ask, you don't get. So that will be on Monday in the Facebook group as well. You will also be receiving the 2 weeks worth of sales and messaging tips to help you to move forward as well. If people don't get what you do, they can't buy. And clear messaging isn't a nice to have, it's a have to have. Like you've got to be really clear about this. And it's the difference between you having a business and a hobby. And this is always a quote that I leave everybody with. It's whatever you do, do it well. Do it so well that when other people see what you do, they'll come back and they'll bring others to see what you do and how well you do it. I heard this years ago in corporate and it's always stayed with me and it always will. When I was in, becoming a manager and leading people. And I love the essence of what it brings. And I want that for you too in your business. A huge thank you. I really value your time. I'm not always on the currencies of time, energy, money. They're our biggest resources. I value time. I'm here to buy time back. I'm here to get you more time back and get you results that you want.